Plan on flying? It's time to upgrade to a Real ID. Because in order to board domestic flights, your driver's license or state-issued ID must be a Real ID, or you'll need another acceptable form of identification. So don't wait. Find out how to get your Real ID at tsa.gov/RealID. That's tsa.gov/RealID. Or visit your local DMV. And then you'll be cleared for takeoff.
All right, so we're going deep on this Super Bowl 2025 thing you sent us.
Oh, yeah.
I'm seeing like a ton of searches about the halftime show.
Uh-huh.
Kendrick Lamar, They Not Like Us lyrics.
Okay.
Even a little bit of Serena Williams and Drake mixed in there. What's the story here?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember a specific detail or something.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, we've got Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl, obviously, but then it gets a little interesting. Kendrick Lamar jeans.
Oh, wow.
Celine flared jeans, so you were clearly paying attention to the fashion.
Yeah.
And then, hold on, Bukid Grand National Buco GNS.
Oh.
What is this?
Interesting.
Is this like a clue to some hidden car part of the performance that I missed?
Well, those car searches are intriguing.
Yeah.
It's worth noting that Kendrick is a known car enthusiast, so
Oh, okay.
perhaps those searches reflect a blend of your interest in the Super Bowl spectacle and then your own passions.
Okay, so maybe we're piecing together a little bit of your personal interest along with the Super Bowl details.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Okay, now back to the halftime show itself.
Okay.
We know Kendrick Lamar headlined.
Right.
But there seems to be a lot of curiosity about guest appearances.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We see searches for SCA Drake,
Uh-huh.
even Samuel L. Jackson,
Wow.
but none of the searches definitively confirm anyone joined Kendrick on stage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it seems like everyone was trying to predict the surprise guest beforehand.
Yeah, the Super Bowl halftime show is always like a breeding ground for like rumors and speculation.
Oh, for sure.
Especially in the age of social media.
Yeah.
But speaking of speculation, let's talk about those They Not Like Us searches.
Okay.
There are a lot of them, and they seem to be connected to some like deeper meaning.
Yeah, They Not Like Us is a phrase with deep roots in social commentary, often used to express feelings of marginalization.
Right.
Given Kendrick's history of tackling complex social issues in his music, it makes sense that these lyrics would be a point of interest.
Right. This isn't just some catchy phrase.
No.
Kendrick's music often delves into themes of racial injustice, economic inequality, and the complexities of the Black experience in America.
Exactly, and the fact that these searches also include "The Revolution Will Not Be Televised," Gil Scott-Heron's iconic poem about social change and media representations, suggests you were trying to understand these lyrics within a larger context.
So we've got Kendrick, known for his thought-provoking lyrics about social issues performing on the biggest stage in the world, and you're digging into a phrase that suggests a challenge to the status quo.
Yeah.
There's definitely something deeper going on here.
It makes you wonder how those themes played out in the Super Bowl performance itself.
Yeah.
Did Kendrick use his platform to spark a conversation about these issues on a national stage?
Right.
Did he challenge the often celebratory narrative of the Super Bowl?
Now, those are questions I'd love to unpack.
Yeah.
We know the Super Bowl is this massive cultural event.
Right.
But it also comes with a lot of baggage.
Uh-huh.
And knowing Kendrick, he's not one to shy away from confronting those complexities. Yeah, but before we dive into that, let's address the elephant, or should I say tennis star in the room, Serena Williams.
Okay. It's fascinating how these searches pull together threads of social commentary music and even celebrity culture.
Yeah.
Let's delve deeper into the potential meaning behind those They Not Like Us lyrics.
All right, so we've established that Kendrick is known for addressing complex societal issues in his music.
Right.
And the Super Bowl is arguably the biggest stage imaginable.
Yep.
What do you think he might have been trying to convey by using this praise?
Well, we don't have the exact lyrics from the performance, but based on his previous work, it's possible he was highlighting the experiences of those who feel marginalized or excluded from the mainstream narrative.
Yeah.
Particularly within the context of Black America.
And doing it during the Super Bowl, an event often seen as a celebration of American unity, would add another layer of complexity.
Right.
It's like he's using this platform to amplify voices that are often silenced or overlooked.
Precisely. Remember, Kendrick's music often explores themes of duality and contrast.
Right.
He's not afraid to juxtapose celebratory anthems with stark social commentary. So performing They Not Like Us during the Super Bowl could have been a deliberate act of disruption.
Yeah.
Forcing viewers to confront uncomfortable truths amidst the spectacle.
That's such an interesting point.
Yeah.
It makes me think about how we often try to compartmentalize things like entertainment and social issues.
Right.
But Kendrick seems to be blurring those lines, using his art to spark a dialogue, even within a setting like the Super Bowl.
Exactly. It challenges the notion that entertainment should be purely escapist. And the fact that you were searching for the meaning of these lyrics suggests that you, too, were engaging with this deeper level of interpretation.
You know, it makes me think about how "The Revolution Will Not Be Televised" is also tied into those searches.
Right.
That poem is all about challenging the mainstream media narrative and how it often ignores or downplays social movements.
That's a really astute observation. It further suggests that you were connecting Kendrick's performance to a larger history of artists using their platform to critique power structures and amplify marginalized voices.
It's almost like a coded message within the performance directed at those who are paying attention.
Yeah.
He's not explicitly spelling things out,
Right.
but he's inviting us to think critically about the messages being presented both during the Super Bowl and in society at large.
And that's the brilliance of Kendrick's artistry.
Yeah.
He doesn't spoon-feed his audience.
Right.
He trusts us to engage with his work on an intellectual and emotional level, to unpack the layers of meaning and draw our own conclusions.
All right, so we've got a lot to chew on regarding the potential social commentary embedded in Kendrick's performance.
Yeah.
But I'm also curious about those searches for potential guest appearances.
Okay.
We saw Drake, SCA, even Samuel L. Jackson.
Right.
Do you think this anticipation was purely about the thrill of a surprise guest, or was there something more to it?
I think it's a combination of factors. On one hand, there's the element of spectacle that's become synonymous with the Super Bowl halftime show.
Right.
People love the surprise factor, the did that really just happen moment.
Right. It's like everyone's playing their own Super Bowl fantasy draft trying to predict who's going to show up.
Exactly. But I also think there's a deeper connection at play.
Okay.
The searches for artists like SCA and Drake, who are also known for their socially conscious lyrics, suggest a desire to see a collective statement being made.
Yeah.
Perhaps you were hoping for a collaboration that would amplify the message even further.
It's like you were looking for a unified front, a collective voice speaking truth to power on that stage.
Right.
And then there's Samuel L. Jackson.
Right.
That one throws a bit of a curveball into the mix.
Definitely. It makes me wonder if you were envisioning some sort of theatrical element to the performance.
Okay.
A spoken word segment, perhaps, or maybe even a subtle nod to his iconic role in Pulp Fiction, which could tie into the themes of rebellion and challenging authority.
Now, that would have been unexpected,
Yeah.
but it speaks to the power of imagination and how we, as viewers, often project our own hopes and expectations onto these large-scale events. We want them to be more than just entertainment. We want them to be meaningful, to reflect our values and beliefs.
And those expectations are heightened when it comes to someone like Kendrick Lamar,
Right.
who has established himself as an artist who's not afraid to push boundaries and challenge the status quo.
Speaking of challenging the status quo, let's circle back to the other big mystery surrounding this Super Bowl.
Okay.
Serena Williams and Drake.
Right.
We know they have a past, and your searches definitely indicate an interest in their current status.
Yeah.
But the question remains, was Serena even at the Super Bowl? Okay, so we've explored like the lyrical depth of They Not Like Us, the speculation surrounding guest appearances, and even the lingering curiosity about Serena Williams and Drake.
Yeah.
But now I kind of want to shift gears a bit.
Okay.
We've been talking a lot about Kendrick's message and like the broader social context. But what about you? What do these searches tell us about your own experience of this Super Bowl?
It's fascinating how these searches provide a glimpse into your individual perspective. Remember those searches for Kendrick Lamar jeans and Celine flared jeans?
Yeah.
It shows you were paying attention to the visual details, the aesthetics of the performance.
It's true. I'm a sucker for a good stage outfit, and it seems like Kendrick made a statement with his wardrobe choices.
Absolutely, and it speaks to the multifaceted nature of these large-scale events.
Yeah.
They're not just about the music or the game itself.
Right.
They're also about fashion, about creating a visual narrative that complements the overall message.
It's like you were experiencing the Super Bowl on multiple levels, engaging with the performance as a whole, from the lyrics to the visuals.
Right.
And then there are those car searches, Buick or National Buick GNX.
Yeah.
Those seem to be more aligned with your personal interests.
It's a great example of how our individual passions can intersect with these shared cultural experiences.
Right.
Maybe you were researching those cars as a potential project, or perhaps they simply caught your eye and sparked a curiosity.
Yeah, maybe you were even picturing Kendrick cruising around in one of those classic Buicks.
Right.
Regardless, it shows how even seemingly random searches can reveal a lot about our individual tastes and interests.
Exactly. It's a reminder that even in a world of shared experiences, we each bring our own unique perspective to the table. And that's what makes these deep dives so fascinating. We're not just analyzing an event.
Yeah.
We're exploring how one individual engaged with it, how they connected the dots and formed their own interpretation.
It's like we've created a digital fingerprint of your Super Bowl experience, a snapshot of your interests and curiosities at that moment in time.
Precisely. And it highlights the active role we all play in shaping our understanding of the world. We're not simply passive consumers of information. We're constantly seeking, exploring, and making connections.
So as we wrap up this Super Bowl deep dive, what would you say is the key takeaway for our listener?
I think the overarching message is the importance of curiosity and critical thinking. Your searches demonstrate an active mind, one that's not content with simply observing, but wants to understand the deeper meaning, the context, the connections. And in a world saturated with information, that skill is more valuable than ever.
It's about being an active participant in the information landscape, not just passively scrolling through it. It's about asking questions, digging deeper, and forming your own conclusions.
Exactly. So to our listener, I leave you with this. If you could ask Kendrick Lamar one question about his performance, his lyrics, or his message, what would it be?
What a great question to ponder. It really makes you think about what resonated most with you, what aspects of the performance sparked your curiosity and left you wanting more.
Right. Well, thanks for taking us down this fascinating rabbit hole. It just goes to show you can learn a lot about someone and about yourself by taking a deep dive into their internet searches.
Yeah, absolutely.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.
Today is your lucky day. Today is the day that our $3 website works for you, paying you directly to your PayPal daily. Imagine $3 ongoing continuous payments to your PayPal account. Imagine falling asleep and waking up to $300 in your PayPal account. How would this make you feel? How could this help you? What bills could you pay? What kind of fun could you have? What does that retirement look like now? All for a one-time payment of $3. This website is DFY done for you, fully built and completely hosted, and never stops collecting payments for you. You have spent $3 on coffee on a regular, but that coffee won't help you create multiple streams of income. Click the link below.